Welcome everyone. I'm at Walt Disney World at the Contemporary Resort, a resort that if you take the monorail and you go through this resort, you end up at the Magic Kingdom. You can see Space Mountain off in the distance, Cinderella's castle, and of course the train station. And some people take this hotel for granted, or they take it just as a fantastic piece of Walt Disney World history, whether to stay at, or to eat at, to dine at, or just to wander the premises on your way over to the Magic Kingdom. But there is more to this resort, this hotel, than meets the eye. On November 17th, 1973, President Richard Nixon answered a question in front of 400 guests and a televised special for the Associated Press where he actually said, "I am not a crook." And that actually happened in one of the ballrooms inside this Walt Disney World hotel. You want to check it out?
Please gather your belongings. Watch your head and step.
Join me, shall you? It's very interesting that over time, comedians and television shows, talk show hosts, they kind of misconstrued or over-exaggerate what Nixon actually said. It has become basically a staple of pop culture. "I am not a crook," and he always does the peace sign. But inside one of these ballrooms that we are about to check out, we are going to see the actual spot where the podium was, the door he walked through, and he answered one of the Associated Press's question and actually gave that famous line. As you walk in the convention center, you'll see these awesome floor mats. Some of my favorite floor mats. We're actually going to go up to the second floor. We are on the bottom level. So if you ever come here, go up to the second floor, and that is where the ballroom will be located. As you can see on both sides, there are a lot of different meeting rooms and ballrooms. None of these are the ones Nixon was in. The one we are looking for is the Ballroom of Americas, which lies straight ahead. Right through here is where it all happened. Basically, through these doors is where Nixon walked in. There were 400 people seated in their seats. He walked up to the podium, he answered some questions, and he delivered that famous line right through here. And look, there's a piano and some pretty comfortable couches. The cool thing about the Contemporary is you're actually allowed to walk around and you can actually go in the meeting rooms. In fact, the doors are completely open and unlocked. So let's actually go inside and see where it actually happened. Come on. Of course, the carpet has changed over the years. The kitchen's back there. The private restroom is back there. But Nixon would have walked right through those doors. The podium would have been standing right there, and he would have stood behind the podium, answered some questions, all the Associated Press and public all seated right in here on their seats. People lined up against this wall. But there you go, there's the shot right there. I have never obstructed justice. Pretty crazy to think that President Nixon was standing right there. Amazing. Here's the actual doors that he walked through. Of course, the doors have been repurposed and resurfaced since then. They were different doors. But this was the actual walkway where Nixon walked through and walked up to the podium. So just imagine the podium basically right there next to where this chair is. So the podium would have been there, speaking out to the crowd.
People have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
So there you have it, a little bit of presidential and Walt Disney World history combined. Hopefully you learned something new today. Feel free to leave some comments about the subject down below. And remember, if you show up out here, you are allowed to walk the halls and enter the ballrooms as long as nothing is actually happening, if there is no convention actually taking place inside one of the rooms. I'd also like to give a shout out to my friend at Smith Film Productions who actually told me about this. Me and him did a video for his channel a few years ago. I will post a link to his stuff down below. Thanks for watching. Check out my other channel called The Daily Woo, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. On another note, look at these crazy lights that are in here. Look at the ceiling and the way the lighting is set up. Very futuristic and cool.